Okay, hello everyone. Something's wrong here with the sounds.
Sound resumed. Sound muted. Sound resumed. Sound muted.
Okay, it seems fine. We're having a bit of problem today to find a lobby. It could be nice to stream, so I had an alternate idea for today. Okay, let me just advertise it, TeamSpeak, and we shall start.
Channel switched. 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 Channel switched.
Okay, so because I'm having trouble getting a nice lobby to stream, I just decided that I'm gonna make a map. So that's the idea for today. Let me just check if everything seems to work correctly. Okay, seems fine. I don't think there will be too many viewers, so less stress for me, I guess. Okay. I'll try to be checking if there's some lobby up. Okay, so we'd like to make a map. Yo, Chrome Thunder. I'm going to make a map. If all goes well, maybe I will make a map today, like from start to end. But I think it's very ambitious task, so it's probably not going to work. I thought about nice province map making, but yeah, I'll definitely do such a stream at one point, but maybe a bit closer to multiplayer stuff, you know. But yeah, Knights Province map making is like way easier than Knights and Merchants. So I definitely want to do that at some point. Obviously, there may be, you know, could be a bit more objects and stuff. I think I already gave some feedback on that before. But obviously, as a work in progress game, it's pretty normal that there's still gonna be some stuff to be added in the future, so it's not a big deal. But like I said, there's a lot of stuff in Knights Province, which makes it way easier to make maps very fast. And this is a problem in Knights and Merchants. I'll be trying to do it creatively today. I never did something like this before, using copy paste a lot. That's my plan. Okay. Yeah, okay, I answered it. Okay, there's a couple of people watching. Okay, this is surprising. Yeah, so maybe let's start. Just let me Let me make it so I can actually read the chat. How do I do this? Maybe a separate window here. Chat. Okay, this should work. Okay. Okay, so yeah, map making in Knights and Merchants. I made a few maps in the past. Some of you might know them, some of you might not. Okay, just let me move the windows to the other side because it's really annoying on this screen. Just let me, yeah, it's still working, nice. Okay, so yeah, I'm an author of a few maps, Frozen Waters, Dance of Death, Wild Grassland, Temple of Coaches, and there's a new one as well. I could actually show it right now before we start with the next one. It's called Through the Mountains. I might have made some mistakes here because it turned out to be pretty empty in the middle, and didn't really see anyone playing it after we play tested it. I don't believe I sent my final version to anyone, but let's try to find out what I'm not satisfied with on this map. We have a 4 versus 4 situation here. We have 2 players in the corner, the third one here, kind of blocked from his teammates, but they form like 3 players in this corner here. So they're supposed to be a team. And I guess you can either take this corner or this corner lock to that team. So you can play left, right, or top, bottom kind of stuff. Problem is, left versus right is a bit campy. In a left versus right situation, the guy from here would probably go to the bottom, like to this front. So this guy would probably stand here. And I'm not sure I like this battlefield there. And there's a lot of open, unnecessary space here as well. But maybe it could be useful for this guy because he's pretty close here. So he would like to expand probably to the left side. But it kind of looks like when I was making this map, I didn't put much thought in the planning. So I'll try to address that today. And yeah, on the right bottom, on the right bottom side, you can see 3 players as well. So yeah, if they team up with the player on the top, they have a pretty nasty distance to him to try and defend him, for example. So he can be easily rushed by these 2 players. So this guy will probably have to go to the top. In practice, actually, this map, when I saw a game being played there, it okay, it was like there was a front on the top and a front on the bottom, and nothing else happened. Like the middle was almost not used at all. Maybe once it happened, like everyone tried to move to the middle, but it took such a long time that didn't really make sense to use the middle at all. So you had 2 fronts on top and bottom, and nobody was helping much between these fronts. So by the time one of these fronts was over, the other one was like still fighting, but it was so far away that they couldn't help. So it was kind of strange setup. No, I don't really use AIs to play test maps. I know that at least I think that Tor does that. So yeah, I'm not doing it actually. I think before I understood the secret of how you should make stone mountains, I used AI to playtest the stone mountains. Like I just put 8 AIs on the map, and then I just sped up the game like x300 also or something like this, and then I just waited until all the stone was dug out. But then I realized that the thing that makes stone impossible to take out is when one of those tiles on the bottom or on the top is unworkable. So it's perfectly okay to have unworkable tiles here because they're unworkable anyway. But if this tile is unworkable, then you're not going to be able to, at least in most cases, to dig out this entire all these tiles from top to bottom here. Unless you are very lucky, and I think it's possible to fix it with roads, or if these adjacent tiles are dug out in a way that makes this walkable again, then you will be able to dig it. But yeah, if you want to be sure that the mountain doesn't have some leftover stone after it was all dug out, then you have to make it walkable on the bottom and also on the top, I think. Definitely on the bottom. Yeah, I gotta agree that advanced AI doesn't complain much, no matter if they lose or win. But yeah, that's, I guess, another topic. Um, so yeah, going back to the idea of this map, I think it was like it wasn't the best idea to make a battlefield like this, and also I think the map was a bit too big. So the next one will probably be a bit smaller. Okay, so let's try to look at this and think what kind of setup we want on the new map. So we can see that this map, if you wouldn't have these two locations in the middle, would probably look a bit like the usual setup with Final Frontier and those kinds of maps. But mm, yeah, but I tried to make it a bit more complicated, and I don't think I managed to do it right. We could also try to look at some maps which are doing it right and try to figure out how we want the battlefield to look like. But first, maybe I'll try to tackle the thing that I always have problem with, which is the size of the map. Um, yes, I have. Actually, there's an Easter egg on this map that probably nobody would ever notice. So maybe you noticed that Harry, another member of my clan, used to make some Easter eggs where he writes LT on the map in some spots, so it's more or less visible on the on the mini map. You can actually see these ducks here on the minimap as well if you look very closely. I'm not sure if the quality of the stream is good enough to do this, but yeah, there's an. I always made some kind of Easter egg on my maps. Sometimes they were duck related, and I always made sure to have at least one duck. In most cases, only one duck on the entire map, just like To does it. But this time I thought, hey, maybe I'll combine both traditions of having some troll ducks and some LT stuff on the map. Yeah, so here we go. Um, yeah, and I also like stuff like this. Um, oh yeah, definitely. Ducks just have to be there in KP. There's like nobody's gonna play the game without the ducks. Actually, now I think of it, do we really need fish in Knight's Province? Perhaps we just make convert the fisherman to some kind of duck hunter. Hmm. Yeah, I mean that's another source of food you can use, right? So yeah, still taking a look if there's some kind of lobby. There's a league lobby, but it's full anyway. Um, so I guess we're going on with my original plan to make a map. Okay, so looking at this map, I think it could work better if I made the next map like a bit smaller. If I want to make the setup like left versus right, and I think the top to bottom 200, 224 is okay, but from left to right, there should be a bit less space, maybe. Or maybe I should just move the logs a bit towards the middle and see what happens. Okay, let's try to do this. And I can see Thunder here, and yo, Zdobby, by the way. If you Thunder is also a map maker, so if any map makers, including Thunder, are here, and you guys have some advices on how to make the map size right. If I'm making something wrong, then just please let me know, because that's like the biggest problem I always have when starting to make a new map, planning. Okay. React Edge not fix there. Yeah, there was a couple of maps like this. This is probably not the best example, but that's one of mine actually. It's called Town Merchants, but yeah, it was obvious that I just didn't want to make this whatever could be here, and it's kind of a special map and it's not really pretty. As it was obvious that there should be city and there should be some building space here as well. I couldn't really do anything better than this. Plus, I think my skill wasn't as good as well. I I can't really say that my skill in map making is really good right now, but it's a bit better than this. So yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with the result, the way it was supposed to be. But yeah, but I think there's there's not really many maps like you're talking about with some ragged edges and stuff. There was, I think, a map from Darklord, Paradise Island. Um, Paradise Island, yeah. Like this one is executed pretty nicely. I think there's also a map, maybe from Thor. No, it was from Thunder. There was this map, pretty new one. I don't remember the name, but we played it a lot. There was a lot of desert there. Maybe the last port. Yeah. This looks way better than Paradise Island, in my opinion, on the mini map. It actually looks like it makes sense, like this continents. It's a bit of a sacrifice though, because the locations they remind me a lot of Cadento in a way. It looks like I mean, this island looks. Island looks are kind of tricky, and while you made them look really good with these small entrances, um, well, small entrances aren't always best for attacking, but I think it's still a pretty good map for playing it. Uh, it it's a bit campy, but it's not as campy as you could think when you're looking at some of the entrances to these locations. Um, yeah, it's a pretty cool one to play, and this lock is really fun to play. Very small, only 2 hour mines and not a lot of space, so yeah. But I actually really enjoyed playing on that one. So yeah, what else was written here? Because I was a bit lost for a while. Mm. Yeah, Infinity Call script. Yeah, I never seen an economic map take off when it had a script. The closest one to that was Crystalline Falls, but the non-script version became very popular, and the script version was like used once or twice. People weren't really interested. Actually, it was a pretty fun to play script, so it's a shame. But it seems like scripting is only used for special maps in Knights and Merchants. I mean, with some kind of success, because you can use it on any kinds of maps, but it doesn't seem like in eco mode players in our part of community are interested in them. Obviously, with bonus maps and stuff like this, it's way different on the public servers. Um, but anyway, yeah, I digress a bit. So I'll take a loose look. There's no lobbies here. Okay, so let's pick a size. Okay, take a look at some other maps maybe first. Yes, this is slightly smaller than what I was thinking about, and the logs are a bit small on this map. You know what? Maybe let's try to do a similar setup to here, or something more like Richland. We'll see along the way what fits us best. And you can see that there's a pretty big battlefield, but it's narrow, and it kind of works here, but it has its problems sometimes. But yeah, there's not a lot of this battlefield. It might be like Thunder suggests to make it 25-35% of the map. Okay. So maybe let's try to make an island map. But with yeah, but what kind of size do I need then? You know what? Let's try this one. But we'll make it more like this. I'll just try to use the bigger size to make the shape more interesting. I'm a bit worried that it might lag for some people, but maybe it won't be such a big deal. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so maybe for reference, let's call it actually maybe I'll save it here. Stream 1 0.1, and let's shit, not this. First let's copy paste a few logs just for the size. I'll delete them later, and try to see how the size looks like. This is a pretty small log, so I want something bigger than this. I won't copy paste the entire log actually, because that's probably overkill. But let me see the size. It's like 80 on 38. Let's take a look at. Yeah, this is an interesting one as well. Okay, I don't need this. I just need to figure out where the location ends. It's more like here, so it's like 60 on 54. Okay, so let's try to analyze it like we were researching the way Thunder probably would. So the first map had like these coordinates for that small log. Small log on World of Justice. You can't actually see this, I'm afraid. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I just make notes in the background. It's not a big deal, I guess. And then you have this log, which was like 61 on 55, let's say. Yeah, it's a bit bigger because you have to. No, it's not. It's not these logs. Yeah, okay. So it's fine. So it's like 60 on 55. This is midwinter. Let's try. And this log is kind of big, but artificially smaller, at least in the beginning, because of this mountain. Let's try to. Okay, so I think this size is like very big, because without this mountain it would be pretty open log. So let's try to do some to find some location which is a bit more like a bit more standard. How about something on Richland, perhaps? Okay, so it's kind of hard to find a normal log here. So this is a power log, and it's considered big on this map. So it's like 58 on 50. Yeah, it's pretty similar here. Maybe a bit bigger actually. Okay. These logs are pretty non-standard though, so I'd rather not try to measure them. Yeah, I don't think this is a good idea. Let's try to find something else. Now, which maps were standard for us? Any ideas where I can take a look? Actually, maybe I'll try to learn from my own mistakes. Let's take a look here. This log was pretty annoying. This log was pretty strange. I don't know about this one. Maybe this one is the closest that I'd like to have. Okay, so let's try to measure it. It will be easiest to just select it. Yeah, it's more or less like this. And then go like here. And, damn it. And it's like 62 on 40. Let's say 60 on 40. Okay, so based on the sizes, I can just paste it. I can't make multi-line paste. I'll just make 2 lines in the chat. So this is the result I had here. So I definitely don't want to go for something like War of Justice log I showed you, because it's really small, and I mean, depends on what I want to achieve, of course, because I can make a log like this, one per team, one log per this, for example. Hello. But yeah, I guess it's not going to be a spammy enough map to make people play this if we have only logs like you know, a War of Justice style. So let's try to looking at the sizes. Maybe let's try to go for something like well, each log so far was like 60 on something. So let's make it. Let's make it maybe 60 on 55 or 50, maybe something like this. 60 on 50, and we'll try to yeah. So let's plan the logs. So I'll just make a patch of dirt, and I'll measure it, and I'll just paste it like 8 times. Yeah, I'm making a map from the scratch. I'll try to make it as fast as possible. I'm hoping to finish it today, but it's probably a very ambitious task, so I don't keep any promises. But I'll try to show how I would like to make a map. Okay, looks kind of big already. Let's put a storehouse here for the measure, and maybe some pikemen. I think also a few horses. Okay, so going back here, this is like 60 on 45, and we're supposed to make it even bigger. Let's try to make it, yeah, okay, let's try to make it like this. So we gotta do it somewhere here. 60 on 55. Okay, should be it. And I'll just copy paste this dirt, so I have some measure for making logs. Maybe it's not the best idea to make the logs look all the same, but I think it's not gonna be the case. I'll switch it up. I make some mountains here and there, and the locations will be different to play. That's at least my idea. Do you guys think it should be best? Actually, yeah, I think it should be best to make a symmetrical map because it will be way faster to do this, and it's easier to balance such a map. So yeah, okay. So let's see if I got it spot on. No team so far. What would you guys want to see? Because I usually liked making maps with dirt or with snow. Uh, Maybe not so much snow these days, but but yeah, usually I made some dirt or grass maps. I never made a desert map. It could be tricky. Maybe like a lot of sand on the map. Something like you would have a sandy battlefield. What do you guys think? Should this be what I should be pursuing, or should I stick to the grass or something else? Mm, let me see. Kind of got the size right, almost. That should be it. Perhaps this is wrong. Ah, it will be fine. I'll just copy paste it. Why do you think that desert map will work better for a smaller map? Ah, because winter map, since it's winter. Okay. Yeah, I can do this, but you know, it's kind of tricky. Let's save this first. It's kind of tricky to make a winter map. I tried once. Uh, Maybe let's take a look first. If it's supposed to be a winter map, let's take a look first at the winter maps I know. So this one is mine, and I'm not really comfortable with the way it looks. I think it looks pretty bad. Uh, Maybe the mountains are okay, but other than that, there's not a lot that I like here. Also, doesn't make much sense that you have such a big grass field here on the right side. You can say that it's towing, I guess, but yeah, yeah, small map, less stress. Yeah, yeah, doesn't doesn't look like natural, right? Yeah. Mm, I, I think it can be tricky to make I mean, I've heard some opinions that winter maps are painful to play on because they are so freaking what's the word? There's too much light, you know. It's so bright, yeah. So that's kind of why some people don't want to play them. So here's the example of probably the best looking winter map when it comes to the echo maps. There was one mod actually from Darkload, but I don't know if it was ever released. It was released in beta, but well, the beta is still a bit far away. So hi, how do I pronounce your name? Yoman Cool? I don't remember the pronunciation of J in Dutch, because usually Dutch and Polish somehow, in some way, they have very similar pronunciation. But I think it was like Yi, just like I said. But in case I was wrong, I'm sorry. Um, Yeah, there's some truth in that. If you want to make a nice looking winter map, you have to use a lot of grass, or you have to be very inventive. Maybe use a lot of mountains like here. Oh, nice. Yeah, exactly. Frostbite from the Dark Lord, but I could show it, but I would have to open the beta and see if I even have it. Do I have the beta here? Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure what happens when I open it. You guys probably won't see it. Wait a second. Okay, it doesn't seem like it was opened. Yeah, thanks. Yo. Um, okay, I don't want to fix this, so sorry. I won't show the frostbite map, but let's maybe let's take a look at some other maps. Mm, but yeah, I kind of feel like making a desert map. I made a really small desert map before, but it was where is it? Desert Conquest. Yeah, this one. I liked the way it looked. I don't know if you guys agree. I don't care that much, to be honest, but I enjoyed making it, and I felt like it. I mean, it's not exactly desert tiles I've used. I used a lot of sand, but I think I'd like to see a map in that style. So I think I'm gonna do that. So it will be a lot of sand with some dirt. Maybe this I don't know how to call it. It looks like some scorched earth or some stone slash dirt texture, the one you get on the bridges. So that's what I'd like to use the most. And apart from that, probably maybe some grass or maybe some of the desert farming fields. I think this one is a farming field. Yeah. So I'll think about it. So let's go back to my pretty map, which doesn't even exist yet, and let's try to make some planning. Yeah, a new dawn, but it was mainly grassy. Yeah. Actually, before we start, let's show a new dawn, and there's some snow indeed. But yeah, it's a grassy map with some patches of snow. There's been a couple of maps like using snow like that. For example, the Final Frontier. So yeah, it's a bit safer to use only a patch of snow. Nobody will complain about the map, at least about being too bright. Okay, so let's actually delete those guys before we proceed. How do I do this? Yeah. So these are deleted. Okay, so I'm supposed to do this. Copy, paste. Okay. So let's try to do some planning. So we wanted to make a battlefield use like 30% of the map. So let's do it in a bit stupid way. I'll just paste like 4 locations. Oh, and it seems like if I put them like this alongside each other, if there were like no obstacles along the way, I could actually put them uh, beside each other. But this seems to be a pretty stupid idea because then I will not have anything between them. So I think I'll go for a setup where I have 3 locations, like 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one somewhere else. I could also go like 1, 2, 3 here and the fourth one here, which allows for a Richland style setup. Or maybe with 2 locations here and 2 locations here and some gap here. Actually, I think maybe I would like to see something like 2 locations on the left and 2 on the right. And the 2 support logs small in the middle. Something like this. Yeah, the snow that he used was just the clan tag LT, so it was more fun to troll than to be serious, I guess. Okay, so if we make it like this, so okay, let me show you the idea. Let's take a small measure here. So let's paste it here. Now I have to copy this and I found about doing it like that. How's it? It's like, that's not what I wanted to do. Again, it's like 92, 239, 40. So it's like about 50, more or less. Okay, let's make it roughly right. And I probably move it a bit. Yeah, the size of the whole map is way too big, but I plan to make a lot of nice looking things around the map. So they're definitely not going to be here, these logs. I just want to make a first measure. It's 240 on 240. So let's try to paste it again as close as possible first, and then we'll fix it, because I don't want to make it like that. My initial idea is to okay, so let's move it towards the bottom now. Paste apply. Paste apply. I can't do it yet. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Something like this. Paste apply. More or less. And finally this. Okay, so what kind of situation do we have now? There's a huge battlefield here. And a small battlefield here. And let's face it, with setup like this, these locations will be fighting against each other on the small front, and nobody will be using this. It will be very hard to go from left to the right. So horses will be very important on a map like this, which makes me like the idea here less now. Okay, what happens if we do something else? We could make these locations a bit smaller. So the fronts are actually working. Yeah, but I think if we try to do something like that, there might be a problem here with the front in the middle. Nobody's gonna use it, and it's kind of useless. I think I'm gonna try to make the locations a bit closer to the middle. Something like this. Okay, let's try to move this maximally to the middle. You could make mountains or rivers between the logs so they are forced to the middle. Yeah, that's some kind of idea. But I kind of want the fronts to. I want it to be two fronts, and that would make it one front. Not sure yet if I want this, but maybe a long front is better than a scattered front. Okay, I'll try to move this first, because I don't know where I'm going with it yet. You could add a map feature to force the sides slightly more toward the middle by having mountains blocking partially, so they still fight on the sides, but not all the way on the sides. Yeah, that's actually, yeah, that's almost what Harry said, but better. I mean, now I get the idea. Maybe Harry might mean the same, but yeah, just slightly moving them towards the middle might actually work. Okay. Okay, so let's imagine we have a mountain, something like this and this. So they move a bit here. Let's have some troops here. Oh crap! Yeah, and now I can see how big this is. So yeah, this is like way too big. Let's make it a bit. Yeah, so now I can see the scale. So I'd have to. How about we make some mountains somewhere here and here, and obviously, I'm kind of afraid because these logs are a bit too close to each other, in my opinion. Not sure if this is gonna work like that. So maybe I'll try to make the locations a bit towards the right side, so they end up like here instead. One here and one here. So, okay, let's try to repaint this. Okay, and I try to do similar thing on the right side. Okay. Let's say it looks beautiful. Copy paste. So it was like this, yeah. Paste apply. Remove this shit. And let's try to look at it again. Okay, so yeah, I'll just move them to the middle, I guess. But I still think that yeah, exactly, the scale is massive. So let's try to look how it looks like when we zoom this in. So if we block most of it here and we allow to enter this lock here, it's going to be really tough to attack because it will be pretty campy. You can keep some troops on the right side, something like this. I'm not sure I want this. I'm starting to lose faith in this setup here. So let's try to switch it up a bit. Perhaps we can try to not innovate so much and just go for a standard, more standard kind of base. Okay, so how about we do something else? We try to, yeah, we move this location to the left along with the second one, and we paste this here. What if you do mountain pass on the edges with most of the action made? Okay, that could work. Yeah, screw it. I like this idea. So let's try to do this like that. Okay. So yeah, we'll have some small mountains with some nice passages, something like this, let's say. So you can sneak onto the enemy troops or onto the base. Okay, I'm a bit afraid though because it feels rushy, this setup. Now I'm thinking about doing something a bit different. Maybe moving one of these logs to the middle here. So they're like scattered here, and there's one power log here. But we can leave this setup here. So you can attack one of two logs on this front, or you can go for the lone log. Yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna do it like this. Okay, so yeah, so let's remove this. And let's. What can we paste? Not this. Let's paste it this one. Crap. Again. Ah, come on. One more time. Copy paste. Okay, let me see the screenshot. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that I should uh, make this font a bit different because of what happens here. Okay, so I want something like this. So we have one front here, and now I want to copy this one to the far left. I'm still deciding how far it will be. Ah, come on. Can't resize it so easily. Oh, there we go. So let's put it now. I mean here right now. And now we just copy paste and flip it to the other side. Ah, come on. Oh, really? Okay. I was supposed to do it like this. Paste, paste, apply, flip, vertical flip, and horizontal as well. Okay, so how this will work? Uh, Now this is something really strange. Uh, Okay, so this is a really strange setup. Never seen shit like this in this game, I think. Where we have like the closest front is here, but I think it could be completely blocked. Still not sure how to do this. Kind of reminds me that of Dance of Death, but yeah, and also Crystalline Falls. Mm, so we can kind of rush this. Mm, but maybe we should just, I mean, the scale might be, depends on how we do the middle. It might work in different ways. Mm, we might actually scale this one like more like rectangle instead of a square. So we have a bit more extra stuff that we can draw around here. And you have a really far away lock, which I believe should be divided, but not like all the way. Mm, it should definitely be difficult to help it. Okay. Yeah, it's really Richland style, but I don't think this is going to be a bad thing. Um, I mean, honestly, most of the best maps for 8 players are Richland style. A Wall of Justice, for example, at least best in my opinion. Well, oh, Nibene Basin, yeah, that's one of the very best with a really nice battlefield. Um, Actually, let's save this and take a look at Nibenai, because I think this might be something I'd like to more or less replicate at the battlefield. So got like 3 locks here, and one very far away and completely blocked off. It's a bit too nasty to defend, to be honest, in my opinion. Should be a bit easier, I think. Uh, I can't really feel same thing on this front. Somehow it feels easier to defend here because you can just circle around on the enemy troops from here, and then it's GG for them. And I think like this leg makes it a bit more difficult here. Maybe it's not a big deal actually. I think more of a big deal is distance here. Like this lake is a bit too big. If this bridge was like here, it would be just as it works here, I think. So it's a bit easier to help this lock. But yeah. So let's take a look at battlefield. How does it look like? We've got three main fronts. We have the right side front, where it's usually 1 versus 1 between these two locks. We've got yeah, but don't worry. You had some nice ideas so far, and remember that it's always easier to uh, commentate on something you can see and give new ideas than to actually do it. So your feedback will be valuable, that's for sure. It works similarly to how it's way easier for me to criticize on players when I see them and I make a stream than actually play the game myself. Because I just sit there and see the mistakes while someone tries to make it in 60 minutes like a really good base and he gets lost with the timings and stuff. Exactly, ideas are cheap, implementation is hard. A lesson that many programmers and IT people probably had to learn throughout their lives. Mm, yeah, yeah. That's a good idea. For sure, I want to plan the battlefield first. But you're suggesting that I should just start making it first, which is also a good idea. Yeah, we can do this. But we'll see. I want to have the planning at least. So let me see what we can do here. What ideas we can steal from Benny. We've had 1 versus 1 on the left side. We have usually 2 versus 2 on the right side. Then you have left side with usually 2 versus 2, but it's one of the players per team switches between these two fronts. And obviously, when everyone goes to the right side, everyone goes to the right side, and the same way to the left side. If you can see the other team goes to the left, then you will follow. So yeah, and this front is pretty tricky, and it's very risky to attack here because usually if you go inside there and the enemy has enough troops to actually block you, then it's like it's easier to defend in this area, no matter who is attacking here. And this is actually something that I could replicate on my map, the area here. So we've got the middle, where the troops are pretty close, but they also have some space. And it's blocked off from two sides. So it's not that easy to help. Okay, so this is a nice idea to steal. You can also see that there's this blockade here, which makes it more of a mess between these two fronts. So it's not too obvious helping each other here. It's just a bit inconvenient when you have to go through the bridges and these spots. It's easier for this side for sure here. It's similar on the other side. Yeah, so these bridges here make it quite as difficult as this area here. Although I think it's a bit easier to walk between here and there than on the bottom. And this area is a bit more open than this one with the lakes and stuff. So yeah, having looked at that, let's try to load up my sketch again. And let me see what we have here. We could do something similar here. Then we could block it off here, have another front here, block it off here. That's something I would probably try to work with first. Mm. Okay, so having said that, let's try to. Okay, it really feels backwards for me to make a battlefield first. Okay, so let's make a mountain. And let's make a... Okay, it was supposed to be a desert map or like a sand map, right? So let's make a lot of sand first. Mm. At least in the battlefield area. So we can sketch it roughly. Uh, let's have some kind of mountain here. Okay, that was bad. Let's try again. Yeah, definitely lakes are gonna be part of it. Actually, why not make a lake right now? Just a bit too big. And obviously there's gonna be an island in the middle. Maybe let's make it workable for now. It's not much of an island then, but yeah. And obviously some palm trees really necessary. Okay. This is a bit too big. I think we should make it a bit closer. Or have another object here. Not this one, perhaps some kind of mountain. Yeah, exactly, details for later. So we've got some kind of battlefield. We have to make these locations less accessible because they're really close to each other. I think I'm just gonna make it easy and gonna have a huge mountain here and there, or like two mountains on the sides. Yeah, let's make some kind of mountain here. I might actually not make it a mountain, but something else later, but let's just block off the way, you know. So here it's still, I mean, when you go past this point, it's still pretty, oops, easy to walk into this base. So we're gonna need another obstacle. Really? Okay, let me see. Force of nature. 1.2, okay. Are sure it's the same? I mean like the entrance to the location. I might actually need something to drink, so be back. Here, actually I don't need the headphones. I'm playing any games. Yeah, it's the worst, right? When you make a map, you put such a great amount of time on it, and then nobody plays it. and they all forget about them. But obviously, it's worth it when you finally have a map which everyone plays. So yeah. Uh, uh, so which part did you mean, Hadi? Because I'm having some trouble figuring out how is this one similar. The layout is kinda. You have one lock here, and then you have the rest here. Yeah. Yeah, I can see it now. But you had way closer power locks than I wanted. That's one difference. Small, but yeah. Yeah, definitely. Battlefield is actually, I think it's way too big. If I wanted, I mean, I probably want something like something like this with the get lost with the storehouse somewhere like here probably. Almost like here, yeah. So how can it work? Yeah, we go out with the troops, we have the mirror. It's a little bit close. Yeah. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, after you place it, yeah, you make the storehouse and then you just right click it. Okay, so we have some kind of battlefield for the middle. I also think I wanted mountain here, or whatever, some kind of obstacle. Maybe a lake would be better because you can actually use it for the fish. Okay, so to replicate this on the bottom, we have to do something like that, and probably make a huge mountain. Maybe no, yeah, that should be fine. And something like this. Okay. So that's one thing. So we have some troops. This is kinda shit, but one problem might be that people might be like people might try to defend their logs, so they go through their city back and forth with their troops, which I don't really like that much. So perhaps this should be a bit smaller and more on the middle. So like this, yeah. So you can actually same shit. Okay, but somehow I think hmm, this could work better with this battlefield. I think I can't explain it, to be honest. So this is, it kind of looks like a sad face, doesn't it? You can see the eyes. Yeah, I didn't intend that. Anyway, next thing is that we have to separate the. Actually, I want to have an abyss here. So we're gonna do something like that. I think it should be possible, but not that easy. Oh, wait, maybe, yeah, this is gonna be kinda Richland setup, but I'm gonna leave a small patch here so you can actually help from the bottom as well. But I'm gonna make it tricky. Something like that. I should probably copy paste this to the top, but yeah, okay, so how do we want this to work on the right side? If we have these two players playing against each other, then we have to decide the roles of the others. So with alone logs, we have to make it possible to defend, but we also have to make it worth a while to take like 2 players here, for example, and just smash this guy. So it has to be campy, but not too campy, if you know what I mean. And it also has to be possible to take like the power lock and this player like here attack this guy and not get lost too easily. Most of these types of maps used to close those little backdoor passages on the bot and top. What what do you mean? Like they made the passages and then they closed them because they didn't work? Mm-hmm. How about the final frontier? It works perfectly there, in my opinion. But I mean, okay, that's totally different example. Yeah, never mind. The final frontier is working. I mean, between the teams, you have some logs which you can only access by the. Yeah, I mean, if this was played left versus right, this would be kind of applicable. So you fight here, but wait a second. Can we actually do this? Like, go left versus right with this setup? Um, somehow. I can't even comprehend this, so probably not. Mm. Okay, let's still try to base it on the top versus bottom stuff, and we'll move forward if we have some more ideas later. So let's copy paste this so the scale doesn't get lost. Paste apply, flip, flip, magic. Yeah. Okay, so we've got the same setup here and there, and now I think it's still gonna be so big. But we've got... Okay, so what happens if we want to attack this guy? Let's take out our horses on a virtual ride. So we walk out of our base and we go, we go, we go, we go, we go, we get attacked. Would be nice if I could make it a bit like Nibenai here. So maybe this lock needs to be a bit closer actually. I can't make the front too big. Let's try to make a front here actually. So we've got one front which is a bit tight. So players will prefer to attack on the right and left and right as the main fronts. At least I suppose so. They will try to go here and there on the middle log, for example, and then they rotate here. I'm trying to understand your sentence. So basically saying I should make some mountains and make them smaller, bigger. That's how I got it. If that's not what you meant, that I will need more explanation, more detailed explanation. Yeah. Let's try. Yeah, and to think that long time no see. To think that I thought that I'm gonna finish the map today. Well, been staying for this already for about an hour. So defending on the player can choose what size he wants to defend. That's what I mean. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean the defending player can't really choose, but maybe you mean more like the attacking player can choose which part he wants to attack. So We need to figure out something for this side. We definitely want to make it easy attacking on this lock because it's supported by two other locks. I'm thinking about Richland right now. I think it's something similar I want to achieve. So let's take a look at the Richland again. Where is it? Can be this one actually. Yeah, I mean Thunder. Yeah, you always said that, and I never really did it like this. So this is a bit new to me. Um, so yeah, let's see how it happens here. We have three locations in one spot, and these two. I mean this, yeah, this one and kind of the second one here are pretty open, especially here. I mean, okay, they're not really open because you can make some. I mean, it's 50-50 because you have the Iron Mountain you have to defend here, and by the time you reach peacetime, you usually have Iron Mines here. You can't really survive with only these ones, so it's yeah, it's tricky defending this before because you have to go like here with your troops, and that's the front, and it's really tricky moving back and forth here. So let's think back to my map. Maybe let's take a look here as well. It's really blocked on this side, but nobody's gonna attack here because this is your teammate. So it's not really important. You can only try to attack in the middle, which is really bad idea, or go here and kill the lone lock, but it's pretty far. Oh, this is actually an interesting point, which we'll have to remember about. How attacking works here. You have three players on the right side, and you can decide to attack this guy who is alone, and then these three guys try to help him, but it's pretty far away. Hold on for a second. Yeah, so it's pretty far away, and yeah, the closest player is here. So actually the enemy is closer and it's easier for him to attack. Actually, maybe he's not closer, but it's like, I mean, yeah, his troops will be closer because the troops will be standing like here and there. So these guys start moving and they just move here. Yeah, the first guy can actually be pretty fast here. If the battle on this front is lost by the power lock, then it's pretty fast to reach this base and just start destroying it. And the teammates have to use horses to try and stop that, and that's kind of tricky. Yeah, so the front is very close to the power location. Let's keep that in mind because this is probably going to be important. And the second thing is that the location which is on the front in the middle, which is going to be our left and right side actually, this location, it isn't pretty open, but it has some mountains which and coalfields which have to be defended. Let's see how it looks on the top side. Is it the same? Kind of. It was intended probably here to have similar situation, but it didn't really work that way, I think. Instead, it's like really hard to position. I don't know what to say about it. It's not hard to defend this coalfield because your troops are like here and you have really nice mountains to support you. So it works a bit differently here. But I still don't see how this part works. So if we understand the power locks, they work because it's closer to the base when you attack the power lock than to defend from these locks. So support from the three locks is really difficult after the power lock loses the fight. So that's one bullet point here. Second bullet point will be that it's hard to defend here because like the mountain and coalfields are important to defend, and like the battlefield is really close to them. So when you lose your position here, it's pretty much GG, unless you can like make a nice defense, but then you get screwed in the base, so it's never nice. There's this front which works exactly the same as the left side power lock? Not really, because there's a bit longer distance here, I think. When you lose as this power lock here, it's harder to attack you actually, I think. It's pretty close, but it's still harder, and it's not so impossible to help from here. But these locks can't really help you easily, so it's kind of similar situation actually. Okay, but how does the top right corner work? This is support lock, obviously. This lock usually goes here. When it loses, it still has a lot of places to defend. So you can still defend like here. You can still defend even here. That's the like last line of the defense. And about this lock, it's really easy to defend because it's really closed. So it contrasts a bit with this one. I mean, does it? By the time you go here, you already have reached the coal mines. So I guess it's a bit similar to this situation, but there's a bit more distance, I think, from the front line. So it's a bit harder to attack this. So it's kind of interesting actually, because it seems like it's slightly harder to attack the right side, both here and there. I'm not sure if that's one of the reasons people consider the right side more powerful on Richland, and if I'm wrong, please tell me that you disagree, but mainly people probably focused on location 5 being more powerful than location 2. But as you can see, also it seems like it's when you win the fight on the front, it's closer to attack the left side than the right side. It seems easier, at least. Not too much, just slightly. At least that's what I see here after analyzing it. But yeah, I think the idea that we want to remember from this is that when you go inside here, inside the base, it's kind of blocked from all the sides except for here. And it's kind of similar here. When you go here, you can help from here and not from... Yeah, so you kind of defend that while you're going in. And you don't normally, when you see entrance like this to a location, if you ignore the fact that there's coal and iron here, this would be considered a campy one. But because you have resources in the precisely that same spot, you are 100% sure that your base is going to be here. So this is a nice trick. You can make a campy entrance which actually protects the attacker. Because if yeah, I'm not sure if you guys see it. I think I kind of understand how it works here. So maybe let's try to borrow that idea for our map, and definitely borrow this idea to make it easier for attacker after the fight was won to attack the power lock. Okay, so we analyzed Richland hopefully successfully, and let's try to apply its ideas. And well, maybe it's kind of stealing ideas, but then just look at all the 6-player maps that have been released since pretty much the beginning of Knights and Merchants multiplayer community. First you had Across the Desert, then you had Golden Cliffs, and all the other maps after that pretty much copied the setup there. So like one along the lock and two on the other side, and it just works. More or less, depending on the map. You can't really think of something I mean, there's been different maps, but I guess the most of the most popular maps use the same setup for 6-player maps. I think there's actually more variation in 8-player maps. But yeah, let's try to use this idea somehow. So yeah, we want to make sure that this power lock will be closer to the attacker, but you can see it's not gonna work like this right now because the natural front is somewhere like here, because you want to try to help your teammates here. And the second problem with that front is that it really looks like too small for the troops that you'd like to use here. So I'd like to suggest closing this really badly. So make it a bit bigger, this lake, maybe. So it's way tougher to help like that. It's discouraged. So nobody will keep troops like this because they know that they have to go around anyway, and that it doesn't make sense anyway. So the same thing will probably happen on the right side. Yeah, something like this, whatever. We'll fix it up later. Perhaps I should actually make the battlefield a bit bigger. Yeah, while we do that. So yeah, let's do it like whatever. It's not important, the details. And something like this. I'm not sure about this middle here, but we'll fix it up later. And let's try to now this is closed. It's possible the battlefield might move here. So yeah, let's assume this is our new battlefield, and the front will be like here and there. We still need to make some obstacles on the way to this power lock. But I think it would be nice to make it extra tricky to help the power lock when shit happens. So something should be here. And I'm thinking about how Richland power lock situation looked like. The power lock was able to go. Maybe let's try to see it again. The power lock was able to go like to make two decisions. Richland, yeah. So this power lock can go out and stand here, or try to go here. But usually you stand here and try to push towards the 3 locks. So it's kind of what happens on our map. But you should also have option to help you the 3 locks. And how do we apply this to our map now? Yeah, so we can use this, but this is tricky. I don't think this works like I want it to. Maybe this should be actually a bit not this one, a bit towards the top. Like here should be entrance. This should be blocked, something like that. Okay, so we can actually invade this guy here, or we can get the locks that were attacking the power lock. I'm starting to like this setup. It finally looks like we're going somewhere. And this should not be possible. It should not be possible to help too easily to the power lock, but it should be still possible to attack from here and there, of course taking more time. Okay. Yeah, so now how should this lock be defended? I think this lock is going to be more like here. Now I see it. Hopefully not too close to this one, but yeah, we have to probably copy this setup to the bottom again so we can update it. Ah, damn it. It should be already there. Maybe let's actually try to copy this lake because I like it. Paste, apply, flip, flip. Okay, so that's how it looks. But I did it wrong. So we gotta take it back. Paste, apply, flips. Yeah, well, something strange here, but yeah, it looks okay here. So I don't know what I changed, but whatever. So this lock now can kind of easily help here, but I'm thinking that the power locks should actually have the edge of the city here and like to make them make barracks somewhere there, you know. Something like this could be nice. Yeah, so yeah, it looks really Liechtenstein style. Let's hope I can pull this off. Okay, so I think the one last thing about the battlefield plan should be to figure out how I want to defend these locks here. So after that, I'll probably start doing the maybe the locks instead of the battlefield. I'll just have a plan of the battlefield and I'll try to work on it later. This really hurts my eyes, so let's fix it up a bit. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, I really wish we had a beta released already, because it's way easier to deal with stuff like this there. But we don't have it yet, unfortunately. Yeah, so let's try to figure out what do we want here. So let's take a look at the right side now to freshen up our minds. We want this lock to attack. It starts here. Then it goes like here. And this attack is already tricky for them because they can take this player from here and the support player can be on both fronts, whatever he chooses. Probably chooses the right side because there's a lot more space here. So there's gonna be two players here. From this side you can see a similar situation. So attacking here, I mean, this lock should be pretty open and probably should have some resources pretty close to the battlefield. Maybe the coalfields? It worked for Richland. What kind of resources do we have that we can put here? Stone on the bottom is something I despise a lot. So I mean, very much, I wanted to say. So I don't want to do this here. But pretty much everything I put there will be a bit of a problem. Gold would be pretty tricky. I don't know. We could try to. I'm not sure if I really want to do it with gold. Maybe I'll just keep this lock pretty open with. Okay, I don't have a clear idea for this yet, so maybe I'll just wait until one happens and I'll just start making the power locks, for example. Yeah, should be best to do this, I guess. So I really don't know what I want to do here. Yeah, so let's just ignore it. Okay, so let's start by doing something which doesn't make any sense. So painting with this. Okay, then I'll probably paint over with something that you can actually plant trees and make farms on. Or something like that with a bridge. Yeah, okay, let's do it like that. Yeah, and there's gonna be a bridge here, more or less like this. And let's try to decide if we want to use grass. It's too grassy. Okay, which types? These ones you can't see it on. This one is not going to be connected easily. Yeah, but all of them can work. Okay, so I'm guessing I'm gonna go for this. It makes the map more desert-like. So yeah, but this two will work nicely. And this one can connect to the connects better to the yeah, to sand. This should be something I should have in mind. So yeah, let's actually use this as template. Which yeah, I'll just make it like this for now, and I'll work on it later. And now let's see what I can do. I can't do anything of it. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, maybe let's do it only with this one then. It will be easier to do this. Yeah. Okay, so I'd like to make a power lock. Power lock will have a lot of trees, a lot of serfs and builders, and it will be easy to make both a lot of farms and nice quick iron. Let's make this as spammy as it can get. So at least 4 iron mines and lots of space, lots of trees. Let's just do it. Let's make it a really nice lock to play, because after peacetime it won't be so nice because you'll get attacked. I mean, in theory, by these guys. Kind of worried about the middle though, because I don't think it will be so easy to move between. I mean, in this area. I don't know, but we'll see, I guess. Okay, so let's. When we want to start with a storehouse, actually, maybe I'll just put storehouses. I'll have less work later. Makes sense to call this 2, 3, and 4 like this. Okay. If we're planning for an iron mountain here, there should probably be some iron there on that side. We should be kind of close to these. I should probably make the stone somewhere here. Oops, that's not stone. Okay. Let's have some distance between the storehouse. Yeah, this should work. Okay. So this kind of works. Oh, but why doesn't it transition smoothly? Damn it. Didn't expect this to happen. Oh, okay. So it works that way. Okay. Didn't expect this to happen here. It seems like this actually transition between the grass and the whatever this is. Do these ones have some names? Maybe in beta, but not here. Anyway, yeah. Need some more grass here. Yeah. So where do we want to have some trees? This looks like a nice forest spot. Wait, you mean? Yeah, I could actually use sand. Hmm, I really want to. Yeah, because I want to have some space for farming here. I don't think I want to use the sand. Mm. Okay, so we'd like to have some trees like here. Uh, then we have to make maybe some coal on the top. Okay, this kind of worked. Let's do it like this. Some coal on the top. So this will be pretty far away. So I'm gonna need another forest. I'll try here, but it can be tricky. Perhaps it would be easier to make a forest here, and then make the coal on the on the tiles that the top right one connects with both. This one. Yup. Yeah, actually looks better to use this one. So yeah, I'm gonna change that in a while. So yeah, let's put the coal field a bit lower. How much do I need? A bit more, because I'm gonna beautify it later, and I'm gonna use uh, I'm gonna need some iron here. Not sure if this can be considered close. But yeah, we'll have some trees here. I think I'm overscaling this a bit, so I'll have to fix it soon. And another thing is that it kind of looks to me like there's way too much space on this log. Yeah, it's way too big. I gotta change this up a bit. So yeah, I'm gonna do it like that. Move the storehouse like here. A bit too far. What is it? Yeah, I'm gonna make it a bit closer, but not that much. Yeah, something like this can work with this tile. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just make some beautifiers on this in this area. Uh, yeah, something like this. Yeah, looks shit. I think I'm gonna just use grass here because it can transition between everything here. Yeah, so that's the plan. Uh, mm, yeah, it kind of has to go like that. Like this. Okay. And we've got some. Okay. Kind of works. Wait a second. Okay, a bit tricky. I don't like this transition here, but we'll work on it. It's a bit closer, and you can build like this. We're gonna have some obstacle here, perhaps, to make it less fun. Might be a good idea to put gold here. Yeah, so it fucks up your farming plans or whatever, but you can go with the forests here and there, and we really need something like a river or lake or whatever here. We can actually make an entrance from there, so you can use it. Yeah, but this kind of screws up the log, right? Because you can't really make farms easily, so I might have gone overboard on this. Yeah, but okay, I'm gonna be a dick and what can I place here? Can I place a river? Nah, come on. I gotta use this. Oh, I'm gonna make the. Ah, come on. Gonna remove this actually to make it a bit easier to use this left side for some farms and stuff. Yeah, it looks a bit better. So we're gonna make the middle of the core of the base on the right side, probably. What do you guys think? Does it look like it's going to be a where's my army for reference? Because I really need it here. Does it look like it's gonna be a location that makes sense? We kind of want some obstacles here as well. Whatever, a river or something. Something like this. Maybe this is overkill, but I don't know. Something like that. Yeah. Just curious. Sorry. Got to stand up for a second. Okay. So just out of curiosity, I'm gonna try and copy paste this on the corner, cause damn it, I intend to do this later, but want to see if this setup can actually work here. But obviously one problem is the stone. So you would have to move it around somewhere here, for example. I could actually... No, I can't. Damn it. It works differently because the storehouse placement is a bit different here. So I gotta copy the storehouse placement as well. So like this. Right. Not exactly. It's right below this little weird something. Okay, I might... Okay, it's just over here. Yeah, so this is the exact placement, and if you insist, you could make exactly the same setup work here, but obviously it's a bit tricky with this stone. It's a map. I'm making a map live on the stream, and I was surprised to see that there were actually people watching me for quite a long while. So yeah. This is we're starting with the draft first, so we can plan where the obstacles are gonna be, where the locations are gonna be, and how the battlefield might look like, and then we're trying to plan resources for the location. That's actually what I'm doing right now. So to sum it up, what we said before, we tried to think of the location setup which may work, make it similar to Richland. I wanted to have this battlefield in the middle here between those two logs. I'll have to check later if it's not too close, but I can always try to make it a bit harder to fight here depending on what will be needed. And I also wanted to make it possible to attack this power log and make it a bit harder to help it, especially against a couple of players. Yeah, well, we'll see later if looks like really. I mean, the looks definitely, because I started doing this today, so you can't really expect me to make it look nicely. I'm still designing them up, but yeah, I still think that their maps look better because they have some elevation, and there's no elevation here. So come on. And let's face it, they don't make the maps that much for the looks. They care more about the gameplay that they like. And yeah, about the gameplay, it's a bit different from ours, but please try to restrain from some comments about that. They play what they want. I don't have a problem with that. Okay, so it would be the lazy option here, which I'm all for it because I love being lazy. To make this stone somehow work in both these situations. I don't know if I can do this actually. I mean, if it was here, it would actually work. Yeah, kind of. More to the left, but yeah. So it was like here, the gold was here. Then it works more or less the same on this spot. Okay, so let's yeah, I gotta make it like here, I guess. Mm, gotta use this first. Damn it. Okay. Yeah, maps take a lot of time, and there's little reward usually. Okay. But from time to time, I kind of like doing this. And I really needed some idea for streaming today. So actually, I think it's a bit boring to be focusing on the same stuff every single stream. So I really don't know why I didn't think about this obvious thing, which is like making some maps live. Because it takes a lot of time, and I can just do it for the next year or two if I want to. Like only making the map during this stream, it might work like this, and it's still KaM. So at least some people would like to see how it's made, and I can just chat along the way, which is the true point of every good stream. So yeah, I think it can work. Uh, but obviously the pace, the tempo here is pretty similar to the first minutes of a Knights and Merchants game, so it's a pretty low tempo. But you know, to those that are interested in this, it's nice, I guess. We're here since like 2 hours. Okay, let me see the screenshot. Something like this. But it's an interesting idea to paint, to use paint like that for planning. But to be honest, I can't really say if this is good or bad. I can't really make a picture in my mind of this. I have to see it in game. Oh, sorry. Mm, so yeah, if I move it here, I'm gonna make the gold mountain somewhere there. Perhaps with a bigger paint. Yeah. Yeah, something like this can work. There's not a lot of spot. Ah, wait, there's gonna be a way more space now that I can delete it. Okay, this kind of works. You need some trees here, that's for sure. And here, maybe. Yeah, so like that. You could also go here for trees. I gotta make it less accessible though, something like that. Yeah, so it's not like too imba. Kind of like Richland has it, maybe not on top. Yeah, also on top actually. Okay, and this can just be used to build. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty satisfied with what I see so far. I'm gonna flip it again to see how it works on the other side. Uh, it's a sad thing that copy pasting is not that working that great before the beta, because here I'm gonna have a lot of problems with paint. So I'm not even gonna do exact copy paste. I'd rather make the location from the scratch, probably. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I was pretty sure that I'm gonna have like 2 or 3 viewers today, but uh, we've had like 10 on average, I think. 15 was the peak. Um, and for a stream that was advertised like almost live when it has started, I think it's pretty okay. Um, so how does this look like? Yeah, we can definitely use this mountain. I I don't really like locations when you have such a small patch of space near the storehouse, but then you can also have this. Mm, yeah, it's gonna be fine, I guess. Okay, so what else do we need on the log? Probably nothing substantial. Okay, so let's we could actually do all the planning first. So let's try to make. I'm kind of afraid to start with this log here because it's gonna be tricky to do that. So I'm gonna have another drink first. Okay. Probably XXL. It's 240 square. So it's almost the biggest size, the second biggest one. Okay, so hmm. But I'm not sure if the base is going to be as big to like to have the border here, which was quite my kind of my intention. Let's take one. Let's try to yeah, kind of redraw what I had there. But way worse. Yeah, whatever. We'll do it later. Wait, what? Huh. That was strange. Not like this. This one is fine. Yeah, okay, whatever. It's okay. Uh, hmm. We need something to make the player go here. So we either have to move all of this towards the bottom, make the location a bit smaller here, or we have to block this off a bit somehow. Actually, how big the base will be? We'll have some farms in this place. We'll have most of the buildings probably here, and that's it. So it's kind of bad. We have to make it way lower, I guess. Okay, so let's move this. I really didn't want to use copy paste, but I'll have to, I guess. So yeah, this stays, but this goes down. Yeah, like let's actually move that only. Yeah, but yeah, the stove. Okay, we're gonna deal with the stove. The stove is right above the. Yeah, right below this little strange something. So yeah, yeah, this is gonna be way too small if I do it like this. So how about this? Paste apply. Let's see how it looks. So make a storehouse here. Yeah, it's small. It's too small, I think. Paste apply. Yeah, I think it was like that. Whatever. So how does it look like now? Actually, it was this one. Yeah, okay. So we have some space here. And now it looks better. We still have a lot of space, but we might actually make the player have a front here. And as an extra nice thing, it's gonna be way trickier to help from the support lock, which might be nice. Okay. Oh well. So these resources will work. We need some trees. We can have a forest here, for example. Still wondering if we want to do to make it possible for the player to go here, but I think that's a bit of an overkill. Although it's a power lock, why not? If someone decides to do that, we'll make some extra trees here, for example, and yeah, we'll try to figure out. Okay, this ain't gonna work here. We can make another forest there actually. This is like bullshit. Yeah, this forest is actually reachable, cause we kind of have to go here anyway. What is it? It's pretty far away. Maybe I should make this closer. Something like. Yeah, but to the other map makers here, if Thunder and Charlie are still watching, does it take for you guys just as much time to make a log as I have to do here, or it's way simpler for you? Do you see these things like immediately, or you putting just as much thought into what goes where? Because usually I never really thought much about which resources are in which spot. So if the base, yeah. You mean polishing? Do you mean making allocation I mean, making the visual looks, or do you mean figuring out what goes where? So just planning. Mm, let's. Whoa, okay, that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of job done in short time. I would never be able to do it so quickly. Hmm. I don't know if this is needed here actually. Mm, but anyway, now that we've got this storehouse here, we've got pretty close gold, we've got pretty far iron. Mm, hmm. Hmm. Kind of worried because it's a pretty huge distance here to that iron, so I don't think this is right. But this iron was probably way better when the storehouse was still here, so yeah, we're gonna move it. Mm, okay, let's just paint over this and somewhere here, perhaps. This is way closer. Yeah, this is like manageable. Manageable, yeah. So let's. Usually, most time taken by what you've done with battlefields. Can I give a crap to your virtual friends for the virtual hugs? I didn't understand that last sentence. Ah, you mean like you need to make the battlefield good enough, because otherwise the map doesn't work. That's how I understand it at least. Virtual hugs being an euphemism for fighting. Yeah, okay. I do know that this looks pretty bad, but this is just a sketch, and yeah, let's try to reduce the number of types of tiles in this area because this is really looking bad. Yeah, this is a bit better, but I think it's gonna be way. No, I wanted to leave this little patch here. Ah, damn it, I can't. Never mind. I think it's gonna work. How do I do this? Mhm. This one connects only with that one. Okay. That's not gonna help. Um, so we've got like this can we fix easily because we can just make the dirt a bit smaller, so it's surrounded by grass and what's it called, sand. But here we have like uh, four types meeting here, and I should probably reduce this one. And yeah, something like this should work. Almost there. The clever thing would be to move the storehouse here, but that's cheating. Um, Nope. Kind of. Yeah, kind of. Let's fix it. We need this one here. Which one was that? Uh, that's exactly the one. So I need this one probably. And here I should probably use this one instead. Right? Yeah, yeah. It's the best we can do. Yeah. Oh, looks pretty nice actually. Could have been way worse. Another trick I could use, but I'm gonna move it back, is to use this and I think this. I'm not sure. Oh, I don't remember how I did it, but yeah, this works. From from far away, it doesn't even look like it's not supposed to be like this. Yeah, yeah, I think it's gonna be fine. So okay, so we've got some planning and maybe I should finish in a while actually. Uh, unless there's some game maybe. Uh, okay. It might not look like I've done a lot, but I kind of feel like I did. So it took me about 2 hours, maybe 2 hours 10 minutes. Nah, more like 2 hours, I think, to reach this state. Doesn't seem like much, but yeah. I wonder how much time it will take for me to finish up this one with regular streams every Saturday. Let's take a look after saving for the last freaking time. Let's take a look at what happens here. Any ongoing ones? Yeah, this one is too early. I'd rather get something which is closer to ending with some players which guarantee us good settings at least. Yeah, but that's not gonna be it. There's gonna be good settings here, but they didn't even begin yet, I'm afraid. Oh, let's take a look if there's a save game. No, it's a real game. So, yeah, that's gonna be too long. Yeah, yeah. So that's almost it. Thanks for watching. So my plan is to show some games next week if there's a game, or if there's no games, then I'll just try to work on the map a bit more. I was also thinking about streaming the diverse lobbies if nothing else happens. Like just to give it a change and to look for some mistakes, because you know there's probably gonna be some mistakes in these games, and it's always nice for a streamer to have something to point out, and maybe we can see how it actually looks from their perspective. But I need to sleep on that thought because it's pretty radical, I guess. Hopefully, some people will not be angry at me for streaming these maps. But yeah, uh, so that's some ideas I have for the next week, maybe. Uh, yeah, and I'm looking forward for Knights Province to advancing, but I'm not sure when this can happen because I'd love to see multiplayer tests, some multiplayer working one day. Uh, but yeah, it would be also nice to get a few of Knights and Merchants players like from the top lobbies perhaps to try out Knights Province in multiplayer, but there's probably a long way to that. I have no idea how much time it will take. I mean, uh, so yeah. But if anyone has any ideas what I can show on the streams apart from these things that I just mentioned, just let me know on Discord, for example. Well, I guess YouTube and Twitch also have some direct messages, so that can also work. Yeah, before I go, if some of you guys, actually it's probably five guys, it's probably all TeamSpeak here, but uh, make sure to visit kamts.eu if you want to meet our community. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna end this stream. So thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye. And I can't click on stop for some reason. Okay, it can work.